We've had the radiators sold to customers and they've had an issue with it following the installation. We've had times where people will like email in with their issues and say, it's been installed by a British gas engineer, like, as if to say that means that it can't be the fault of the installation because a British gas engineer has done it. And it's just like, it's not heating up properly. There's probably trapped air in the radiator, or it's making a noise.
Or they haven't balanced the rest of it correctly.
Yeah, and it's just like, the radiator's faulty. It's probably not faulty. You've got to try all of
these
these
things.
It's
a hollow bit of metal.
Exactly.
The thing that's the beauty of your industry, right? You can't really like get a lot wrong with a radiator, can you?
If it's not leaking, it ain't broken.
It's just a hollow bit of metal with water's going in and coming out the other side. When people try to say you've got a faulty radiator, that's going to be very, very unlikely.
It is really unlikely, but people just, because if an engineer or an installer has installed it and they are having trouble getting it to heat up, it's not heating up properly, there's noises and things like that, they don't want to be responsible for that. So they just say it's the radiator. And then because they're there face to face with the customer,
you need to quickly go, yeah, it must be that rad, and then get out of there.
Yeah, and then the customer ends up caught between the installer and us. Like, we do everything we can to solve problems for customers, though. We understand that if they're in that situation and the installer has said something to them, they can quite easily get caught in a situation where installer's blaming us, we're blaming the installer, customers just left with a problem that's going unsolved. So we will never do that. We'll always make sure that we do everything we can to possibly solve the issue for the customer. But 99 times out of 100, it's not a faulty radiator. You know, it's trapped there. It's so common. You get airlocks so frequently, especially with like vertical rads. Sometimes when they're filled up, like we troubleshoot it with them and we talk them through how to resolve it. And a vast majority of times, you get to a solution.
How do you resolve it on a?
If there's an airlock in a vertical rad,
what, in the middle?
Yeah, what you have to do is just drain it back down and then refill it slowly.
So it pushes out the air equally.
Yeah. Because sometimes they just get filled too quickly.
What, you'll get a pocket of air in like the top columns.
Yeah, exactly that. So you refill it slowly and constantly bleeding it. Or you can just keep bleeding it over a period of days, keep coming back to it and just bleed a little bit more out, bleed a little bit more out, bleed, and then eventually it will clear. I wouldn't say it's super common, but it's a relatively common one.